King Charles is a very controversial figure, so it shouldn't be surprising that some people were unhappy when he became king. However, a few have taken it a bit too far with their dislike for the man and egged the king. So in this video, we'll talk about the egging incident and how it even happened. So let's get right into it. First up, King Charles got egged. Recently, the king and queen consort were visiting Yorkshire to attend the unveiling of Queen Elizabeth II's statue. It's the first one built after her death, so it only made sense for the king and the queen to attend it. However, things took a slightly different route. While they were being welcomed into York by the city leaders, a protester decided to make his presence known. He threw 3 eggs at them, but somehow missed all of them. The police managed to detain the man quickly before he could throw any more. As 4 police officers were holding him, the guy was heard booing the royals and shouting, "This country was built on the blood of slaves," and "Not my king." Susie Mercer, the sheriff of York, who was part of the officials receiving the monarch, managed to block one of the eggs. Some in the audience began screaming, "God saves the king," while others yelled, "Shame on you," at the protester. Even when police detained the man, Charles seemed pretty unfazed by the whole thing and continued to welcome the audience. In the end, not only did the man miss every egg, but the couple wasn't even affected by the incident. Up next, the same thing happened to Queen Elizabeth. A similar thing happened to his mother, Queen Elizabeth, back in the 80s. During a tour of New Zealand, she and Prince Philip were standing in a 4-wheel drive truck, waving to the 42,000 students who had gathered to meet the royal couple at Ellerslie Racecourse. 2 protesters came from the crowd around the midway point of the drive and tossed the eggs from close range. One egg landed on the Queen's coat, while another burst through the car's window. The Queen was upset by the incident and left the car, while the prince wiped the egg dripping down her coat. The 2 women were taken away by police as spectators yelled at them for the attack. The women were arrested on assault and disorderly conduct charges. The women said police threw the eggs in protest of a treaty made 146 years ago by the British Crown and New Zealand's Maoris. Police increased security for the rest of the Queen's activities that day, which included a welcome in Auckland's Square and a walking tour. Despite what happened on that day, the Queen seemed completely unfazed and even cracked a joke about the incident later on. Pun intended. Now, let's look at other celebrities who suffered the same fate. First up at number 7, Adam Levine and Sugar. In 2015, Adam Levine greeted some of his fans outside the Jimmy Kimmel Live studio. At first, things seemed to be going smoothly, but then someone threw a bag of powdered sugar at the singer. After slapping the Maroon 5 singer on the side of the face with the sugar, Naveed Farsi was arrested and charged with assault. He was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 52 therapy sessions, and 20 days of highway cleanup in California. He's also not allowed to contact Levine or come within 500 yards of Kimmel's studio. While Adam Levine was visibly annoyed by the whole thing, he took his sugar-covered hoodie off and walked away as if nothing had happened. This wasn't the first time Farsi had done an attack like this. He also apparently threw a rock at The Rock in 2014. But his days of throwing random things at celebrities have finally ended. Coming up at number 6, Kim Kardashian got too much powder. During Kim Kardashian's True Reflection fragrance launch, she was just taking a few interviews about her new perfume when someone decided to throw flour all over her. We don't know how exactly this person managed to take flour to the celebrity, but they knew how to aim. The Kardashian was covered in flour. It seemed like just about every speck of flour landed on her. Even though she was probably pretty angry about it, Kim decided to be a good sport and started cracking jokes. On the other hand, the flour bomber was taken away by the police. Kim left the event for a little while and returned flour-free. The woman who threw the flour was an anti-fur activist and was connected to PETA. Even though PETA denied having any ties with the woman, It was later revealed the woman even received an award from the organization a while back. After finding this out, the Kardashian decided to press charges against the woman. The animal rights group called her heartless and said she should get a life, the very thing that she denies animals. Now, number 5 is Lindsay Lohan's glitter bomb extravaganza. Lindsay Lohan was glitter bombed when she came to court in Los Angeles to answer the allegations of lying to the police about a car accident. The actress was showered in glitter as she walked past cameras entering LA Superior Court. Fortunately, a security guard intervened just in time to save Lohan from being hit by the glittery stuff. The guard, on the other hand, was not so lucky. She should be glad that the guard was with her because she was wearing full white, so the glitter would have been very obvious on her, and the judge probably wouldn't have even taken her seriously. Up next at number 4, Bill Gates and the infamous cream tart. Even though it seems like billionaires are untouchable, some people go out of their way to prove that isn't the case. As he attended an afternoon conference with 400 Belgian teachers, business executives, and government officials, Gates received an unexpected taste of Belgium. A bunch of pranksters decided to surprise him with a cream pie on his way in, ruining his glasses and black suit. Bill Gates didn't end up pressing any charges against him and didn't make a big deal out of it. He even said the pie wasn't even that good. At least he could have thrown one that was up to standard. The prankster managed to flee, but one of his partners and a cameraman were detained. They were later freed after Belgian prankster Noel Goudon emerged on television to claim all the credit for the incident. Goudon had created a reputation for himself by throwing cream pies at the wealthy and famous. His achievements had become so well known that a French word for getting creamed has been coined: on tartare. Moving on at number 3, the chip off the ol' Rihanna. After getting tickets for a concert, the least you can expect is that the artist will be there, right? Not when it comes to Rihanna. For her Diamonds World Tour from 2010, she was pretty late for the gig. As you'd expect, some fans weren't very happy. Rihanna turned to the audience and asked how they enjoyed the rendition before she was reportedly attacked with potato chips by some of the fans near the stage. Unlike some other celebrities, Riri did not let this slide. She was furious. She cussed out the fan that threw the chips, and it's safe to say they probably didn't stay for the rest of the concert. They threw chips because it was the only thing that was throwable enough at the time. This happened after another incident not too long before this, where she hit an audience member with the mic for being too close to her. Coming up at number 2, Justin Bieber's early morning omelet. People didn't like Justin Bieber, especially when he'd just started his career. During one of his dance routines, some fans decided to egg not only Justin himself, but even his background dancers. They seemed to be trained for something like this to happen because they dodged every egg. Not only that, but they also continued with the performance as if nothing had happened. What's crazy is how these people even managed to sneak a dozen eggs into the venue completely unnoticed. Let's just hope Justin upped his security after this. Finally, at number 1, Smash Mouth got bread. Loaves of bread were distributed to fans at Colorado's Taste of Fort Collins Festival, but some of the loaves ended up flying on stage during Smash Mouth's show. The lead vocalist, Steve Harwell, went on a full rampage and had to be forcefully stopped from joining the crowd and punishing any bread throwers. It got so bad, the set was canceled altogether. That's a wrap for today's video. Do you think King Charles deserved to have eggs thrown at him? Make sure to let us know in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more videos like this one. We'll see you next time.